On the last episode of Sedona Creek, we ventured into the far north territory of northern North Dakota. Where a drone went down, we saw plenty of ice. The ground is frozen. It's so dang cold. Can't say freezing because it's so much colder than that. And we checked out 2 new off-market deals that we put under contract. But we safely made it back to Phoenix, and we're back in the sunshine, overcoming challenges in North Dakota, taking on new challenges in Arizona, and more. Josh even put on a tool belt. Stay tuned as we take on more wholesale deals and more with Sedona Creek.
Despite its amazing location in the mountains and being only 1 hour and 20 minutes north of Phoenix, we haven't been able to lease out this new rental property. The challenge, it needs a lot of work, and we were trying to rent it out as is. Josh doesn't want to lease option it out because he wanted to later fix it up and keep it long term. Finally, he's made the harsh decision to put some money into it and remodel the house so that we can get some tenants in and get that cash churning.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts.
Buddy, what's up? The words I didn't think I was gonna have to say, but that's foundation, right?
Yeah, this foundation. Alright, we gotta seal that.
And then we got right out over here. This board's like almost done.
You have to replace that.
And it's all cut it maybe there.
No, we can do it just the whole board.
There's a nut support there. Alright. Sometimes with older houses, it gets worse before it gets better. And once you see it, it can't be unseen. But one thing's for certain, this view's killer, and this house is going to be worth the view. As I walked out, there was a lot of flurries. And as you can see, my truck's covered in ice. So the thing about Arizona is we are right here. We're in Prescott, which is the mountains, obviously. You got green trees, everything. That's why I love it up here. That's why I'm not rent-to-owning this property. That's why I'm keeping it. A lot of people don't realize, they think in Arizona, we're just in hell in the summer. But the reality is, even in the summer, you're an hour and 20 minutes from the north side of Phoenix. So you really get the best of both worlds. It's incredible. I love it up here. You got Lynx Lake, literally about 2 miles up the road right here. Beautiful. You just can't beat it.
Meanwhile, Josh has been working on the North Dakota deals.
Here we are on this one. I would have hoped we would have heard something now. Tomorrow's going to be a week on the market. I would have hoped for calls and offer. I would really hope to see something better than this. Got a little room, but not much. We'll see what happens. Last week we tried to get some realtor feedback on these properties. They're so rural. And with North Dakota being a non-disclosure state, which means it's hard, you can't just pull up property records real easily, for example. So like if you go to Zillow, in most states you can see recent sales with prices, but if you go to North Dakota, it'll just say closed, there'll be no price. So we did a couple things. I reached out to a local realtor. She pulled it up and she found the same 3 comps that I had found on Zillow, and she was able to confirm that they had sold for the prices I thought they had sold for. So I did a call blast to all of the realtors in North Dakota, and there was like 2,200-ish. I did send a voicemail out and I said, hey, I've got a deal in Carlsruhe. Give me a call. Didn't get a lot of response. I did have a few realtors that were like, send me the information. Don't have a lot of buyers necessarily for Carlsruhe, but never know type of a thing. So there was nothing major. You just never know. Sometimes you get somebody with cash right away that's looking to move out into that area. Sometimes it can take a while if they're, a little bit away from a city with a Walmart and stuff. Like in this case, we're 45 minutes from Minot. I just texted the seller. He's available for a call now. I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can't get a little bit more time and maybe get this thing listed on the MLS in North Dakota. So we'll just see. But I'm going to call him right now, see what he's open to, if he's open to that, and then we'll go from there. He's totally open to it. He wants to get this done as quickly as possible. He did remind me of that, but he was super cool. I did take his temperature again on the carry thing. I said, would you be open to carrying it if that would get it done now? He said, no, I do need the cash now because I want to buy something here in Montana. And then I asked him, I said, if we can get it done now also just at a lower price, is that something you're open to? He's like, no, I'm already kind of at my bare bones price. I said, all right, well then let's go with this option. And, if anything changes with what price you're open to get this done, let me know. So that's cool. Both deals are going to live on at least for another day, and we'll see what happens. Sometimes in real estate, the best deals need the least amount of work. We just picked this property up in North Phoenix, and all the seller wanted was a simple No hassle closing.
Bobby played his guitar on the hard side of town, where it's hard for a poor boy to find the money. He had dedication, he had the heart and soul. Somehow knew he was born to play.
Beautiful pool. So all I am doing is just checking on this bad boy. We are under contract, and we should be getting a response from the buyers. They've done all their inspections and stuff. They said they found a couple little things. I'm not sure what yet. They sent me over a copy of the reports, but until I know what they're asking for, I'm not going to tear into them too much. Obviously, the house is in great shape. I think the hot tub's not operating, so that'll probably be one of the things. I'm not too worried about that. Beautiful house. And I kind of felt shaky going into it as well. And so the thing is, I'm going to be leaving, going on a field trip with my son to Catalina, California. I'm going to be gone the rest of this week. And so if they send me back something tomorrow that they want to cancel, or they want a bunch of stuff we're not willing to do, and I want to be able to go back on the market for this weekend and just make sure we're looking fresh. So I noticed, like, I don't know where these blinds came from. I'm gonna have to figure that out inside. Are we missing blinds on the windows? Somebody take them down. But yeah, just little things like that so it would show a little better. Don't want the trash can like propped open with stuff hanging out. Make sure we're good on all of our lights. Just do a full once over on the house. Boom.
People said get a real job.
So some things that come into this, obviously, I'll throw that stuff out real quick, wipe that out, and just, even just having those closed, like, that would look horrible for showing. I have no idea why those are open. Or maybe the buyers did their inspection or something.
Late at night you could hear him sing, and he said, I'm gonna be somebody. All right. One of these days I'm gonna break these chains.
So we picked this up for $550,000, and we have it on the market right now for $720,000. Obviously, there's going to be some closing costs and some stuff like that. We will see how this deal pencils out, but should work out okay. And I think somebody's going to be very, very happy with their new home. It's just absolutely beautiful. Can't see it right here because the wall goes up, but we go up the mountain here. There's beautiful North Mountain view. Got the pool, the hot tub. It's a beautiful house. This house was in really good condition. We picked it up directly from the seller off market. She wanted convenient sale. She wanted an easy transition. She wanted to stay for a couple months while she moved into her new place. So we gave her all of that. We came in here and basically just cleaned and put it on the market. Made sure that all the lights were ready to go, got good pictures. In the first week, we had a handful of showings. We got one offer right away, but we had kind of a weird feeling about it. It was really odd. Like, they're financing almost the whole property, but they wanted a little bit of a discount, and then they wanted us to pay a whole bunch of closing costs. So if we get our price, maybe we're okay with that. We kind of wrote out that first week, had a bunch more showings. We ended up going back and countering that buyer, and then made the deal. So we are now at the end of our inspection period. They're going to be responding tomorrow and let us know what they want to do. Obviously, it's a beautiful house in great condition, so I can't imagine there could be anything out of the ordinary. Somebody's going to love and appreciate this house. It's a really nice house. Meanwhile, back in North Dakota, things are going kind of slow. We're on the market. We've been on the market for about a week, and it's a nice property. It's getting more Zillow likes. It's getting more views since we listed it with the realtor on the MLS up there with the flat fee listing. But still not getting a lot of phone calls, haven't gotten any offers. So we'll see. Touch base with the seller recently, and just kind of waiting it out at this point. The other deal, we submitted all the paperwork to the bank on North Dakota number 2 up in Cross Beach. We're going to try to get the bank to push all of the past due amount to the back of the loan, take over that mortgage payment. We want to be conservative because, it is a rural area, so we do want to make sure that the rent's competitive. So even at $1,200-$1,300, $200-$300 cash flow minimum, as we do as a rent option, I think we could probably easily push that up. So, I'm thinking minimum $200-$300, maybe as much as $400, $500, $600 cash flow on that property that we're trying to get with basically no money out of pocket, and that'd be a really great asset to have. And then on top of that cash flow, we'd be paying down the mortgage, where the tenant would be paying interest only until they bought it for their option price. So we'll see how it works out. If we can't get that done with the bank, then we'll look to put that one on the MLS as well. We've already got our photos, so we could do kind of the same strategy we're doing with North Dakota #1. But it's always better if you can keep the asset. I wish I was keeping this asset. This is a great property, but I'm going to be super happy to sell this one and close all of these deals when they're ready.
Somebody someday, you can bet your hard-earned dollar I will. Road was a struggle. It took him 10 years to the top. Whoa, but now he's number one.
Circling back to the Prescott, Arizona remodel, let's check in on the property with a stunning view.
Girl, you never know no one like me. Up there in your high society. They might tell you I'm no good. Girl, they need to understand just who.
So for 6 days, I'm pretty happy. You know, the house is gonna look good, so I'm excited. Meanwhile, on Merch, I was at Catalina, my 7th grade son, who's with me actually last weekend. We just ran up. We were just at the lake. I'm not even working today at the house. I went with him in his 7th grade class, and we went on a bus. We left Tuesday night at like 11 o'clock from Scottsdale. We got to Newport Beach at like 6 in the morning, and we took the ferry over to Catalina Island. Spent a couple days there. It was incredible. It was so amazing. It's such a peaceful spot. There was no Wi-Fi, literally none. I hiked to the top of the mountain on the island trying to get a hold of my wife. Nothing. Just couldn't do it. So no work for a couple days. As soon as we got back to Newport on Friday, we got back on the bus. We started heading back towards Scottsdale. I connected to Wi-Fi. One of the first things I checked was my email for that deal on the Merch, and sure enough, they had canceled as I kind of expected to. I had so many red flags with them going into the deal. Remember that when that came over, I was just like, you know what, they're making it easy for me. We had some margin, we could have worked with them. I said we'd be reasonable if you guys would be reasonable. That makes it pretty easy on us. Get to Newport, I pull it up, I see that they cancel. I immediately put it to active. Within like an hour, I get a text from somebody, and she's like, we just showed the other house that's active in the neighborhood. When I look and I notice, I'm like, crap, somebody just went active at 7:10. We're at 7:20. I look at the pictures. That house is pretty nice. I'm like, that's all right. Hopefully we're nicer, right? We're on the corner, but they have a pool, hunt, have an RV lot, very similar. It's like, man, love it. I think they're going to be making an offer. A couple hours later, she's like, they got home, they talked it over. They definitely want to make an offer. It's coming over. A couple hours later, the offer came over. It's a pretty good offer. They offered $700. And our list price was $720. Said we want to counter back at the $720. Let us know what you guys want to do. She's like, can you do $715? So they're all excited. They are closing on the house that they're selling. They thought it'd be out of their house. They don't have time to waste. We're going to close this deal. And so when it's all said and done, we're actually at like a $9,000 higher net on this offer than we were on the other offer. It takes a couple weeks to close. We're still making extra money. I'm really excited about it. This was a good deal. Can't wait to get done with this one and get somebody in it and get it making some money. All right, guys, I'm going to hit the road and head home to Phoenix. My other daughter, she was actually in California too. Went to Astro Camp, which is in the desert in Southern California. So I got to make it back down to Scottsdale in the next couple hours, grab dinner, and then head over to the school and pick her up. Everybody's going to be home. Can't wait.
Might tell you I'm no good. Girl, they need to understand just who I am. I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man.
Back in Scottsdale, Josh has an extremely busy Monday. After weeks of waiting, both North Dakota deals are heading towards successful closings.
Told him chasing a dollar.
Are you the one that was living in it for so long, or is that somebody else?
No, I'm just selling it.
Okay. Well, that's exactly where we want to be. My wife's going to go back into the aerospace industry over Minot, and we don't want to be in town at all. We want to be out in the country, and that's perfect. I'm not going to dun you on the price. I mean, I'm going to give you your asking price.
Sounds good, and I'll shoot you a text as soon as I email that over here within the next hour or so.
Right on. I appreciate it, Josh. Thank you so much, man.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Looks like it was approved, so you should be receiving it if you haven't already. And with the past due balance being mixed into the principal, so it will now become interest-bearing principal.
Okay, so the current payoff will become basically 139 and change.
Correct. We'll send out final documents to finalize the agreement, where we'll basically, get it recorded with the county and everything.
Perfect. Okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much for your help.
Can't live without. Get a ring, let your knee hit the ground. Do what you love, but call it work. And throw a little money in the plate at church. Send your prayers up and your roots down deep. Add a few limbs to your family tree. And watch their pencil marks in the grass in the yard all grow up. 'Cause the truth about it.
But it was a great day. I actually flew into Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and then drove about an hour and 20 minutes here to Dubuque. But as I was flying in, we received the Binzer on the LaMarche deal in Phoenix, and we are all good to go. So I'm really excited with how that deal turned out. And I was hoping, and I knew I put it out there. Somebody was going to love that house, and without a doubt, this owner, she is so excited for the property. So it's really cool. So it's been a great week. We've got LaMarche now clear to close. We got North Dakota sold, and we got the other North Dakota all locked in with our financing in place. We were going into North Dakota number 2, and we were hoping to be able to get the bank to take the past due, put it on the back of the loan, and then be able to take over that loan and take over that house. What we didn't expect, which was a bonus, was the bank ended up lowering the payment $200 in the process. So when they did that, they kept the rate the same. It's still 5 1/4, but they just extended the loan term out. We will absolutely take the extra cash flow, which comes this month, all day long.
Find the one you can't live without. Get a ring, let your knee hit the ground. Do what you love, but call it work. And throw a little money in the plate at church. Send your prayers up and your roots down deep. And add a few limbs to your...
As we wrap up another successful week at Sedona Creek, we're reminded never to take these moments for granted. In today's ever-evolving real estate market, our success is built on a foundation of continuous learning and practical innovation. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll expand our portfolio with new rental properties. Plus, take you along to Illinois, where we'll clear and grade out a residential lot. And of course, we'll navigate the final stages of closing our current deals. Join us as we keep pushing the boundaries and exploring new opportunities.
Any more of it. So buy dirt. Find the one you can't live without. Get a ring, let your knee hit the ground. Do what you love, but call it work. And throw a little money in the plate at church.